After first serve, we'll get some scoop from you, my friend, on what exactly we have to look forward to with this athlete. Wide for Kaitlyn Christian. So, new name on tour for our pickleball fans. What do we know about her? What can we look out for in the years to come?
Well, I think Kaitlyn has played some pickleball in the past, just didn't play a lot the last couple of years. But first pro tournament she entered, which was at the Lakes here in Palm Springs. This is probably 4 years ago. She won the event. She had never played a pro tournament, and she won it in singles. I think Kaitlyn has the potential to be a top 5 singles player within the next year.
Wow.
Potential, right? So it just, you know, I think she's working hard on her game. I'm curious to see how her returns are today. That's one of the things she's been working a lot on.
Wow.
Look at that backhand.
It's a rocket of a backhand.
Yeah, she moves incredibly well. That's one of her just biggest assets is her speed. She is an incredible athlete, and her speed is going to help her a ton. She was obviously, as you mentioned, a doubles player, so she feels very, very comfortable at the kitchen line volleying. Unlike maybe a lot of the female players don't feel quite as comfortable coming in. Her being a primarily doubles player in tennis feels very, very comfortable up there, which is going to help her in her singles. Ooh, she guessed wrong, but got lucky there with AL missing in the net.
3-1.
What a shot from Kaitlyn Christian, and a quick timeout called. Mary Brasha already through to the quarters.
Point.
And a miss from AL. Christian on top, 5-1. And for you tennis fans out there, guess what? Jack Sock lingering in the wings. He will be on next. Crafty footwork from Kaitlyn Christian, and a beautiful put away from Leigh Waters. Inside out to the corner. She has a lot of fight in her game, Leigh Waters.
1-5.
Can never count her out of anything either.
Side out.
Yeah, one of the big things that I spoke to Kaitlyn about was just always continuing to apply pressure. A lot of times, the ladies on the ladies' side, they stay back a little bit more than the guys do. I still think that the recipe for winning, whether it's men's or women's singles, is you gotta apply pressure and come in as much as possible.
1-5.
What a shot from Waters.
Yeah, and that's exactly why, right? So Kaitlyn doesn't come in off of the return, gives Leigh a chance for her to come in on that off of her serve, and we see how it ended up right there. There she goes. Yeah.
And still gets past, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think that return was just down the middle, right? So Leigh did not have to make a big adjustment. Caught
3-5.
Christian still coming in, able to go inside out.
Point.
Just a missed return there.
Timeout, receiver, 4-5.
And a lot of straight points. Looking to tie it up here on her serve against Kaitlyn Christian, the tennis pro. Ripped it to the corner. Nice response out of the timeout called by Christian.
Yeah, I love just the pressure she put in with that return. Wasn't maybe as deep as she would have liked, but again, I just
5-4.
want to see her continue to apply pressure.
Point.
See Christian using that backhand slice, something we see a lot in tennis. We don't see it very often in pickleball, but that's one of the things that coming in from tennis, you're able to figure out what works and what needs to be adjusted. when you come into pickleball.
Point.
Yep.
Seven, 4. Side out.
What was that? Give us your insight.
Well, I think Kaitlyn should have gone cross-court roll on that backhand.
4-7. Side out.
Great adjustment. You could see the wind moving that ball on both of those volleys, and she adjusted well. Again, one of the benefits of coming from doubles in tennis is
7-4.
just a quick reaction at the net.
And Leigh Waters.
Yeah, I love the idea there from Kaitlyn to come in off of that volley from Leigh that floated a little bit. She just wasn't able to do enough with that volley, as we see her right there kind of practicing her swing of what she wished she had done with that volley, but I still like the idea of coming in and being aggressive.
Point.
Great approach.
And Waters climbs back within 2. All these pros had a much-needed month off, including Leigh Waters, who was quite exhausted at the PPA final in San Clemente.
Point.
Played a lot of pickleball this last season. Singles, doubles, and mixed doubles, winning nearly everything. 17
6-7.
tournaments she played in last year, won 14 of them in singles. Nice put away from Kaitlyn Christian. Maintaining a 1-point lead, gets the serve back.
Seven, 6. Side out. 6-7.
Wow, let cord robbed Leigh Waters of the finishing touch.
Yeah, fortunate there for Kaitlyn Christian. That ball clipped the net, slowing it down, giving her a chance to get back into the point and get the side out.
Side out. 6-7. Point.
Just a great serve there from Waters.
Smiles over to the crowd to tie it 7-all.
7-7.
What a shot from Leigh Waters. Inside out, powers one through, takes a 1-point
Timeout
lead.
receiver, 8-7.
Feeding off the crowd's energy. And the world number 1 back on top by 1. Crowd is electric here in Rancho Mirage, California. Mission Hills Country Club, home to us all weekend long here as part of the Hyundai Masters, powered by Invited. Got some kids in the house, starting them young. The sport is so good for the youngsters too, and especially when they can watch a 16-year-old dominating the stage. Lots to look forward to for these young kiddos, and we appreciate their presence here with us. Sean McMahon with Daniel Roditi. That's Leigh Waters and her mother Leigh Waters, who, by the way, is playing this weekend with Christian Elshon in mixed doubles. They're still alive in the round of 16 in the mixed doubles portion of the tournament. We've got a big match coming up today against Riley Newman and Jackie Kawamoto. That's a big one. And this is not her re-entrance, she says. Dave Fleming wanted to make that very clear. This is not her comeback yet. Just had to sub in for a last-minute situation. Jesse Irvin could not return, has an elbow issue, and so Leigh Waters stepped in at the last moment, and so far so good.
Yeah, not a bad sub.
Point.
Yeah, so Christian's returns so far, most of them have been right up the center line. I'd like to see her go a little more to the wings, get Leigh Waters moving a little more. Obviously, easier said than done.
Oh, so good. That looks like it could have been maybe a little wide. What do you think?
I thought it was out, but there was no call from...
10-7.
Yeah, that's not going to be a good idea.
Whoa.
Point game.
I was just
11-7.
going to say the dropper volley too, and Leigh Waters pulls through in game one, taking this one 11-7, relying on the second man on her side. The crowd helped her pull through. We'll be right back with game two after this.
The official ball of the PPA Tour.
Leigh Waters in action 3 times today in singles, mixed doubles, and women's doubles.
Point.
First objective to win in singles. This is the round of 16 in a progression draw. So she'll get to play a little bit of everything today. Unusual compared to our usual format.
Side out.
Yeah, you can see how different a serve looks with the new rules.
Great point by you. That is
0-1.
been newly instituted here in our Masters tournament.
Side out.
And to Daniel's point, the nuance is there. There's no tossing the ball up on the serve. The ball must leave the hand in a downward
1-0.
motion. And the ball also must leave the hand at or below the hip height. So keep an eye on that. A lot of service faults being called in this tournament. They're playing around with the rule. It might not stick. Wide for Waters.
Yeah, but I liked what Christian did on her return, pulling Leigh a little bit further to the corner instead of going up the middle. Sometimes the reason you would go up the middle is if you're getting past cross court with a lot of angles. Sometimes going up the middle is a better option, but it wasn't working. So you have to make an adjustment. Not enough on that volley, just too easy for Leigh to be able to pass cross court.
Two-0.
Cross-court whip on the backhand of Kaitlyn Christian. What a shot.
Yeah, again, and she set it up by going up the line, you know, wide to Leih's backhand, which, of course, she's got an incredible backhand. But at least if you can force it a hit on the run, she can't step into that ball as much.
Side out.
Yeah, missed opportunity there from Christian. Ball was sitting there for a cross-court pass,
2-0.
but did not execute.
Point. Three-0. Point.
A miss for Christian. And you know what? Leigh Waters, we talk about her a lot. She only had 2 losses.
4-0.
Every match, you know everyone's
4-0.
gunning for you, and be able to dial it in. It's pretty incredible what she's done and what Ben has done as well.
Side out.
Spot for Kaitlyn Christian. And on the other side of that coin, new names and tennis names getting into the mix when you have Jack Sock, Jeannie Bouchard, who's a bit greener, but Jack Sock in true pickleball form. You have to wonder what that's going to do for the sport with these incredible athletes joining the stage.
Side out.
Yeah, and I think it's a matter of as these big names come in, you know, and Kaitlyn, unless you're a hardcore tennis fan, you may not know her name, but I think she has a great chance. Wow, what a volley right there!
So good.
That's tennis doubles for you right there. That touch on that volley.
0-4.
And I think the difference will be is who's coming in to truly compete versus who's coming in because they can come in and they have a big name, and I think pretty quickly they will know that
you have to train.
Yeah, you have to train. You have to take it very seriously if you really want to compete at that level.
That top 1%, it's tough to break into. That's a nice ball from Waters. And as you just saw a moment ago, Jack Sock and Connor Garnett will square off in men's singles in the match to follow this one. You do not want to miss it. So we're happy that our Tennis Channel audience could catch a little tennis action over on the pickleball scene.
6-0.
Waters, so good, sneaks it down the line. And a 7-0 lead. Much hotter start here in game 2.
You have 7.
Yeah, you could see Leigh just read what Christian was trying to do. As soon as she opened up her paddle, Leigh started moving forward, knowing that that ball was going to be dropped.
Side out.
Yeah, well done from Christian there. Getting Leigh going sideline to sideline.
0-7. Side out. Time in.
One of 4 Grand Slams on the season. And a blast to the corner will put her up 8-0.
8-0.
What a shot. Too good from Leigh Waters. Can pull the trigger from just about anywhere, even in transition.
Yeah, that was an example of what works from tennis, what doesn't work from tennis. That was more of a tennis volley from Kaitlyn Christian and just left the ball too short.
Point.
Christian is on the board.
Well, that's part of the adjustment coming from tennis. You have to volley differently. You got to square the paddle more. You got to use more of a roll, more of a punch, instead of the typical kind of cut volley that is used in tennis.
Nine one. Point.
And it doesn't look like it from the score, of course, but I can tell you that a year from now, Kaitlyn will be a different player. I mean, she's really just now getting started with her training.
Match point for Waters. Christian will save one by default of the miss of Waters. Lina Padigameta is the opponent in the next round in the quarterfinals. She advanced through.
Side out.
Just back, Waters with match point number 2.
10-1. Side out.
That ball looked like it could have been out, but no call from Leigh.
110. Side out. Match point.
Make a match point number 3.
10-1.
Just found
Point
the
game
sideline
match.
on the
11-1.
inside-out backhand, and Annalie Waters takes this one in 2. She is through to the quarterfinals and the world number 1.
We have our winner here, Annalie Waters, in studio. Welcome in, Cameron Blackwood, Matt Manassi. A great win over KK Christian, as they call her. And, you know, new year here, new ball, new serve. I mean, what was the talk with your team before heading out? I know it wasn't a long break for us, but back here at the Masters.
Yeah, for sure. I think just talking about the tournament in general, just trying to prep, I took a good 3 weeks and a couple days of not even touching a pickleball, which was much needed after last year. But the last 2 weeks since then, I've just kind of been hitting it hard, trying to work on some new stuff, play with the new ball. Going into this specific match with Kaitlyn, this is a fun kind of tip, or not tip, just a kind of insight into our pickleball history. I've been playing Kaitlyn since I was 12. My first ever match against her was at Nationals in 2019, maybe 2018 even. So a long time ago, had a long history. I played her many years. I think before she fully transitioned into pickleball, she'd have one-off tournaments, and I swore she was always my first round in singles. So here I was like, oh, here we go again. Good start off their pickleball career, I guess. But yeah, I can definitely tell she's been training. She's been, I don't know, I think she's gotten a lot better since the last time I played her. I was very pleasantly surprised going out there today. She got a good lead on me. I was still trying to figure out the ball. I'm a little confused with the wind and everything, but glad to get the first one under my belt.
Yeah, playing a player like Kaitlyn Christian, so athletic, coming over from playing 38 in the world in doubles on the WTA Tour, what adjustments did you have to make seeing her cover that kitchen line so well?
Yeah, for sure. I knew she was going to try to come in after every ball, so I was just trying to figure out. I said to my mom, I said, I'm going to start off coming in. If she's passing me, then it's going to make my life harder because I'm just going to have to stay back pretty much the whole match. And I didn't want to have to do that unless I had to, but I had to stay back a little bit more. Her passes were pretty on. Towards the end, I could come in a little bit more because she hadn't hit a pass in a long time. But when she gets in a groove, she's got great passes, and she's super tall at the net.
Love it. Palm Springs, known for a little bit of an older community. You had the young fans going crazy on the sidelines, pumping them up after the match. Talk about that. How important are the youngsters into the game for you?
Yeah, it was awesome. I was so excited that they were watching my match. I think they honestly made me a little nervous in the beginning because I was like, oh, I got to impress these little kids. Like, I want them to like pickleball. And then I was like, Annalie, just have fun with them. So I think like I hit a pass and I looked at them and I like said, come on or something. And since I did that, I think I was just having fun and trying to get them involved. And then at the end, just, you know, going in and engaging with them because that's what's going to make our sport big and great are those kids.
Talk to your mom. She was actually at the desk here before you, which is very unusual.
I know, right?
She said you were coaching pretty much all week, kind of roles reversed, but how good was it to be back out on the court and have her on your bench this time?
It was very nice. I think I might like coaching better, though, just because I can just tell them what to do and I don't have to do it, whereas she has to tell me and I'm like, all right, I got to execute this. But no, it's super nice. I think she left to go coach Christian, her mixed partner, so I guess when they're playing together, he has priority over me, so nice.
That seems about right.
It does seem right, honestly.
You could play her in mixed later in the tournament. She's still in the draw. Talk about that. Is that something you're looking forward to?
No. Ben and I, we've always gone 3 with anyone who mom plays with in mixed doubles. It always goes 3 with us. I don't know if it's mental. She hits the ball hard. I don't know. It's always at night, which is not great for Ben and I, as you know. But yeah, I'm excited. I would love to see it, but I would hate to see it at the same time. But I'm gonna try to get her there, and then I'm sorry, but I won't be coaching you against me. So.
Well, last year you had so many great accomplishments. I mean, just the triple crowns, the wins, everything. What are the goals for this year?
Yeah, I was actually trying to think about that last year. I was like, how can I make this? Because I was like, in the beginning of last year, I was like, all right, if I do amazing this year, next year my goals are going to be not to lose a match. And I'm like, Annalie, come on. Like, that's impossible. And I think towards the middle of last year, I kind of put pressure on myself to do that. I was like, all right, Annalie, you have 2 events where you haven't lost a match. You know what I mean? So it just got in my head. So this year, I'm just trying to learn new shots. I think that's one thing, just try to come out with trickier stuff and be mentally stronger. I think that's something we can all work on. I feel like I'm pretty mentally tough, but you can always get better, as you know. And just to have fun, honestly, because I have many more years of pickleball left in my career.
Well, we hope you do. We love watching you. Congratulations again. Annalie Waters continuing on in women's singles.